For over 3,500 years, the God Emperor of Dune tyrannically steered the future of the Imperium toward the Golden Path, a meticulously executed plan aimed at ensuring the long-term survival of humanity at the cost of individual freedoms. This plan required his transformation into a hybrid monster, yet deep within the worm god lay a delicate strand of pure humanity. This facet of his being was directly exposed by the appearance of a singular individual, Hwi Noree, ingeniously crafted to prey upon what some thought to be a latent vulnerability. In this video, I'd like to discuss Hwi Noree and explore the role she played in revealing the hidden aspects of the God Emperor. Spoiler warning if you are unfamiliar with Frank Herbert's Dune series. Hwi Noree's early life was shrouded in obscurity as she was raised in an Ixian note chamber which made her invisible to Leto's prescient vision. She was an individual whose genetic structure was manipulated to serve a specific purpose: the disruption of the God Emperor Leto II's Golden Path. Hwi was crafted in contrast to her predecessor and uncle, Malky, a former Ixian ambassador who Leto had become fond of. In essence, she would be an improvement from Malky without his cunning and manipulative traits, and instead demonstrating several qualities that the Ixians believed the God Emperor would find more desirable. Despite Leto's skepticism surrounding Hwi's origins, her effect on him was both immediate and extraordinarily compelling. It wasn't merely her physical beauty that caught his attention, rather it was her inherent goodness, her ethical and empathetic nature that deeply resonated with him. Leto went so far as to propose marriage to Hwi. However, due to his sandworm transformation, he was no longer capable of physical romantic intimacy. Recognizing this, he arranged for Hwi to have a lover should they marry. Despite being fully aware that she was a political weapon designed against him, Leto realized that she consciously meant no harm to him. In the same way prior conspirators had used Paul's attachment to Cheney in an attempt to manipulate him, so too was Hwi Noree used as a tool through which the God Emperor could be influenced. Their goal was to get Leto to pursue a course of happiness with Hwi, which would force him to adjust his plans for the Golden Path and perhaps provide the leverage needed to get him to loosen his tyrannical grip on the Imperium. Hwi embodied a perennial tug-of-war within Leto. She personified the complex choices he faced and decisions he made along his path to godhood. Essentially, she became the manifestation of a life he could have had, a road not taken, in contrast to his chosen course marred by calculated coldness and detachment. Her arrival prompted him to ponder a detour in his rigid, millennium-spanning plans, compelling him to reconsider elements of his golden path. She tapped into his long-suppressed desires for love and emotional connection, rendering him susceptible to experiences that were widely considered antithetical to his tyrannical reign and vision for humanity. Hwi's introduction into the story reveals layers to Leto's character and a hidden vulnerability that even he couldn't fully suppress. It makes him more relatable and adds another level of tragedy to his existence. The Ixians' intricate understanding of human psychology and relationships was evident in their creation of Hwi. They knew her attributes would not only captivate Leto II, but would also be irresistible to the Ghola of Duncan, Idaho, who was consistently at Leto's side. Leto, in his prescient wisdom, also recognized that Hwi and Duncan would be drawn to each other and tried to prevent their interaction not merely out of jealousy, but likely because he understood the additional political and emotional complications that would arise from such a relationship. While Hwi's presence already introduced a wild card into Leto's plans, adding Duncan into this mix would bring an element of unpredictability that could potentially derail the golden path that Leto had carefully orchestrated over millennia. Therefore, Leto's attempt to keep Hwi and Duncan apart was a calculated move aimed at mitigating a complex set of variables that could introduce chaos into an already tenuous situation. It can be said that Hwi fulfilled the purpose the Ixians had intended, as her very existence and her relationship with Leto accelerated the culmination of years of espionage and rebellious plans leading to the God Emperor's demise. On the other hand, an irony lies in the unintended consequences of her creation. While the Ixians engineered Hwi to distract Leto from his golden path, her arrival appeared to accomplish the opposite. Leto's attraction to Hwi forced a resurfacing of his buried humanity, which compelled him to confront the unsustainability of his eternal rule and to move toward a final end that aligned with his overarching agenda. What the Ixians and all other enemies of the God Emperor could not comprehend was the fact that Leto's actions were fundamentally motivated by his love for humanity and his desire to ensure its long-term survival. The Golden Path was his grand strategy to prevent humanity's extinction by means of his tyranny and enforced hardship in the relatively short term. This complex moral calculus formed the essence of Leto's character. He was willing to become a despised, seemingly inhumane figure if it served the greater good of human survival. Hwi remained empathetic to the God Emperor's plight down to her last moments. She genuinely loved Leto and was perceptive enough to see the pain and loneliness that his immense responsibility and isolation caused him. For Leto, Hwi served as both a temptation to stray from the Golden Path and a reminder of why he started down it in the first place. Her kindness resonated with his own internal sense of compassion that motivated him to take on this terrible purpose. Therefore, Hwi's goodness, her moral integrity, and her capacity for love served as a mirror reflecting Leto's own suppressed humanity back at him. In a sense, she helped him remember not only his own human nature, but she also became a living embodiment of the collective humanity Leto aimed to protect. Perhaps as intended by the author, the arc of Hwi Noree raises more questions than answers. Was she more beneficial to Leto or his enemies? Did her creation serve more as a potential disruption, or did she prove to be an affirmation of the Golden Path? What we do know is that Hwi was a pivotal character whose actions and influence serve as the catalyst for a major cataclysmic change in the Imperium. Additionally, her role raises the question, to what extent are people truly predictable? Through her character, Frank Herbert explores the concept of determinism, the idea that human actions and choices are entirely foreseeable if one understands the underlying conditions that influence them, be they genetic, environmental, or psychological. The Ixians' production of Hwi proved that with sufficient data, even the actions of the most misunderstood being in the universe were able to be accurately predicted. Ultimately, Leto's relationship with Hwi stands as a testament of humanity's capacity for love and empathy. Without these qualities, many would argue that humanity would not be worth preserving. While he still worked to ensure the Golden Path, Leto allowed his love for Hwi to be a central aspect of his destruction, which stands as a stark contrast to his ruthless and calculated reign. Despite his profound transformation, Leto remained deeply connected to and obsessed with the human condition. Through the Golden Path, the God Emperor sought to refine humanity and rid it of its detrimental traits and tendencies. Therefore, his decision to maintain such an internal vulnerability and to allow himself to fall so hopelessly for Hwi underscores the idea that love lies at the heart of what it means to be human. But I'm curious to know what you think of Hwi Noree. Are there any aspects of her personality, history, or role in this story that stand out to you? Do you believe that Hwi ultimately served as more of an obstacle or a catalyst for Leto's final steps in realizing his Golden Path? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe for more Dune and other sci-fi and fantasy news and lore. And if you're looking for other ways to show your appreciation, you can check out my Patreon page, where members get access to exclusive content and perks. Thank you all so much for your support, and as always, have a very nerdy day.